Good morning and also the welcome you to the midweek edition of the program Morning Coffee with the meeting live na SLBC FM 99.9 African regional station them. Therefore, Paris station them all about the country. Morning Coffee report the Victoria other team them where they happen all about inside Sierra Leone. So now Wednesday the 22nd of April 2026. When you break down the program, your name na Ibrahim Samora and the journal for the program with me confirm.
Mina Samataba, good morning. Welcome to the midweek segment. And it's in recent word today, say Pullman and not get size. Inside the program today, we'll talk to the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Technology on the public-private partnership agreement for Revive Sierratel, where we don't go down the drain for years. Music rapper LAJ not appear yesterday in a court inside Bo. As a result, in management say into one press release late last night, so they don't cancel waiting and call na so at the live concert for will be April 24. ACC said and don't review the way and man how people learn they do asset declaration for public servants them. We will also look at the recent ban where the Minister of Basic Education and partners and do on school camping. All in story and more than the program this morning, including two talk about poly and sports, but as always you can get to say you will send your text to 034 100 333 and 034 100 444. Also, you can get on our Facebook page at slbc.sl.
The first story this morning we will go inside Kenema district. The Sierra Leone Rice System Capacity Strengthening Project, one of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, we don't hold one training for trainer them, where the information will say them will improve, and where a manner how them will affect, how them will try for put things in place so them will affect climate, where don't they affect most of the inland valley, swamp them, some of the plants raise. Well, this 12 rice technicians from the way them come out the 4 districts across the country, they say that they train them from where they will go we may go we may get master study on climate change business and they say with this go being at the south na the Lampayama training center will be take place inside Kenema. Well, after the training, the company Mustafa Moiba we talk to the communication specialist for this project when I Scott inside this interview.
Sierra Leone Rice System Capacity Training Project, where it is under the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, don't start 2 weeks training of trainers on improved and climate smart techniques in Invalid Swamp. The 12 rice technicians then from 4 districts across the country, they undergo the training na South Lambayama Training Center, Wamaburo na Kenema, which are other stakeholders then grace the opening ceremony. The participants then in turn go train smallholders farmers and how to develop invalid swamp that go be sustainable in order for produce more rice na the country. By so doing, food security go be achieved na the country and it go meet all man pocket. Christian Scott, in the communication specialist for food system resilience program na Salon, explain.
This now project this way they ensure say will be a resilience within the food system. So when we get shock, a COVID-19 will be get we not go suffer for seed, we not go suffer for the other inputs. Today we dey inside Kenema for train rice technician them, 12 of them across the country. Pass say let we feed reserve. And one of the way for let we feed reserve na for let we ensure say we develop the IVS. IVS them, me fambu them na swamp what we dey refer to. So we there for train these people them on climate smart agriculture, on agronomic best practices. So when they go, they could be the champion at community level, how they for develop and sustain those one there. Now that's what they have.
Okay, we say couple come for undertake such move for with farmers then across the nation.
This na Japanese corporation. Now this corporation come through with Southern corporation, meaning say we get things that we the two countries that they share. And now one party still they're always ready for come for support salon for train the IVS people them in the country.
Now only here this training they go on na Kenema district or other side and then the nation which side really.
Now yeah, we gather all mankind for that they can do waiting at 14 days, we na 2 weeks we dey train no more on the best practices and also climate smart inside IVS production. And we put them from various parts in the country because we know how IVS as ecology are very important as alone. So they're there and we dey train them for let them really understand how for develop and sustain IVS.
What are some of the Since they really would expect them for do after they left the 2 weeks training.
One of the things we actually they disturb with IVSM, you can see where they were attacking turn alkaline. You know, it can salty. Sometimes the way they can refer to them say we activities them at community at turn level where they disturb those swamp then they. These people then they will train them how they for control the water when the flow for go inside that particular swamp there. We also they learn them how they for even for make bond. You know, how they for make the swamp a sustainable way you go able for use them for 15, 20 years where you know for
Whose message you get for the farmers and the various communities there, whatever farm model go meet them?
this are just the one today of the training. Farm with them every day I get for the council now. And also the update now on the things and how they do. Day by day, how we train them. One thing we want to make very clear, FSRP and this particular project, they come for can ensure say we get resilience within the food system na salon. So if shock come, any other problem will come, we'll not go able for now just remember the time where COVID-19 come, they say you don't for go na other man your own country for go buy sea. Now some of the things that this project is all. We they not only the train them, but we also the position them to the time we shock they come. We don't need for go Vietnam for workout expert. These people that go in at this country and then they help with the farmers them. So as they come on here, after they don't get this comprehensive 2 weeks training, one of the things we get from be very clear. The way it's got the way they inform the farmers how they for prepare the IBS to get for change.
And what they expect from stakeholders? I mean, they we local chiefs and others who say they farm with them.
Let them give them the platform because at the end of the day, if we just come with them and the stakeholders in the community, including the farmers, them, they don't listen to them. At the end of the day, would always the resource. So my message to everybody, we in a farmer or you want to go into farming, listen to them and also do what's in that they ask you for do.
Now we say we get the funding from
GSDF, we are Japanese corporation, a social fund.
Alpha Wyman Sari, the Director of Extension, Ministry of Agriculture, and also address participants.
Today within Kenema Naya, with to do the South-South Cooperation Program with the Ministry of Agriculture in partnership with the FSRP program and the Japanese funding, we build the capacity of 12 rice technicians them. We they continue for enhanced knowledge as we do all what we do right now under the Feed Salo initiative. We believe say yes, knowledge needs to be enhanced so that people then will get that know-how, hands-on, for continue for the support to farmers them, now the communities them. So now that they would don't can identify 12 personnel them across 4 districts. We don't get an area today inside Kenema, and we don't get the Master Sabi people them when this Sierra Leone Research Institution, when Slurry, for can pass this knowledge to them 12 right technicians, and they we go support our farmers them on inland valley swamp rice production techniques.
Rice. Now so some of the farmers then, where they be there on the session talk. Chief Don Speaker, Nongowa Chief Don, Chief Frank Senesida Nenika talk this.
I'm so happy where the president produced this, where if they take them idea then outside the other countries, then where if they can't do and where if they can't implement and field officers themselves, they are glad for them. We don't put hand. We self we don't care. We glad for put hand on the ram. I hope say this now good initiative where we go train how we go able do the farming for we self where food na salon go get sit on place na Sierra Leone. So that this hungry I go come out we go able fet for we self for feed than every day rice not can eat, no. We with people and they listen to so that if we they get then supply the finance from we, then the afraid we, they know they eat anonymous stuff. So I hope say this message will reach to the one day way day before where we go know then self go know how we go able get.
Before this time we not get farmer in there, and they don't give we say yes, farmer they get right for inactor. So no longer get poor farmer this thing where it happen, yes, me not see, for medical build una capacity, why it is so possibility, rice technician, it never happen, it never happen, it never happen, for me, you small so give me a rice technician and salon. When you even come where you go outside now, you get that same instead of rice technician in Africa. And I see you are also, this is a big opportunity, but they don't give it. This opportunity, you want not just train them tomorrow because of people they won't look at say, I'm money they give you after the training. Not for money they are. Now for make you do what they are for. After the training. Any district where possible for months where you don't come. For can represent that district. For be a rice technician, 2 years at the big one. After the training, more make sure say we go utilize, we go implement that knowledge that we district say.
Well, that now people them we the inside the training way the salon rice system capacity strengthening project under the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security we they do for rice technician them for so them will get a sense about climate change and how for improve in land valley swampland.
Okay, so aside of the agricultural sector, specifically on the um, food resilience program, we look at what they going on a court and look at what happened exactly yesterday. As you all know already, a case between famous rapper winner LAG and the mayor of Kenema. We already then that case the court, the magistrate court na board on the sit on yesterday we make another appearance. I think the fourth appearance or third. But report suggests the court not be whole, and as a result, they will go for defining the matter. We that thing they don't count so much talk around as a result, especially for fans them of this particular individual. For more on that, to get the company online with Abu Fatabunu by Cameroon to cover this court case. Good morning, Fatah. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much, Salma and Samura.
This man be supposed to appear yesterday. Waiting go wrong, sir. Just a clarity.
Well, yesterday na been the day we didn't be supposed to appear again as the judge, the magistrate be adjourned the matter to the 21st. We been there na the court yesterday, and every other person we been concerned with regards to that matter. They ranging from the defense counsel, the prosecuting counsel, and even Mayor Thomas Bayo been there yesterday at the court for wait for the hearing, as all man be the wait for make the magistrate appear at the court for make it start the hearing of that particular matter, including fans of Thomas Bayo and fans of LAG and Prezo Krumah. They all been there in a court for make them go listen the hearing. We did a court on to 9:50 where we get a shocking announcement. We come from the principal assistant registrar for the South for Sika the Sierra Leone Judiciary. We Alfred A.F. Conte, we even come and announce, and people been feel say now the magistrates they can for take in seats, but it been rather unfortunate for for the people that we been go for attend the hearing. We be announce the court not the seat on that day, and all other cases them we been there before the court we therefore we call on that day yesterday. They adjourn them to a different dates. Them we been get for announce the dates. Them reason for the differ of the dates. Them is say the magistrate magistrate Samuel James Bremer not the keep well because them being gets the message since last Thursday, but them be feel say if I don't better for them only for make then get back a message from them say you know able sit the court again on that day we be make them decide for adjourn the matter. In the adjournment we then decide for adjourn now on the case for Sika Prezo Krumah, winner Ibrahim Krumah, Alhaji Amadou Ba, winner LAG, and Thomas Bayo. Then we get for adjourn the matter to the 28th of this month. We then get for call them back, and we is a very unfortunate and sorry for any inconvenience, but that's not the situation of the matter. The court been so furious by the one that we attend them, including the defense counsel when Madiu Sisi when not to think like that they expect, and including the the one way now the prosecuting counsel instead me in a court yesterday, but Madi been so furious because of if they expecting a matter where they all be don't agree and then don't go back see them for go get out of court settlement with them if they don't apply for bail for in clients then the magistrates not being give the bail it say all depend to her now in prerogative it they use and it been get defense why it not being give bail to them and to and defendants them they will been there na custody only for make them come to the and they expect it today for them bail this matter and then for them go and talk the matter as a family but then come back for adjourn them to the 28th where that's been so furious for them yesterday and even when we approach them for talk and not be able to give it ace and it been tell you how the courts not do it in happy for a way go please them especially so we only seek for justice and in the request for justice in clients them don't say yes them sorry and they don't plead to the way they offend and they expect say the courts for we don't look into that and see what them we will settle in this matter especially so we not to offend on the matter but for make a grant we audio interview now and not be able to grant that at all and we be therefore approach the prosecuting counsel self we now Monia Sheriff ESQ na the head of chamber the Kakwa chamber and in the lead for the prosecuting counsel of 12 we the prosecute this matter instead we say and not be they see this coming because they not expect say the magistrates not for come court and they not be expect say the courts not for sit because the last appearance we been do, it been see the magistrate we go sit court, but that magistrate not be there on that day. Only on Monday we ask and say the magistrate been not been sit because them be say no well, but it not be feel say no matter we not for be make and na sickness we for be make they not appear they not sit the court yesterday. We say if him be no say the magistrates not for can sit and if therefore we don't inform the earlier, they not for we don't come because till we happen on Thursday. We then see the magistrates now well therefore we don't give them notice, need nobody for make them for don't come and in plans for come, but instead for aware. So now so the courts been there in outside in this arena with mixed feeling where the fans them for LAJ and that of Thomas Bayo being get different opinion now where they be the share and grievance yesterday and this come at a time where people they follow LAJ where they all know an entertainer and it been gets issue waiting for being staged on the 24th of this month waiting for stage na free tour where the show entitled the album where they do na so a day and this na a show na a live performing concert where if we don't do but because of this we see a press release we don't come out back from in team where na the red flag movement team where them been pull a press release with them talk say because of the circumstances right now then decide for cancel the show because before now they be done they say LA or no LA the show will carry on and fans them be done they send messages and say them go attend the show and they're ready for good support to that particular show but in all of it some party fans that will be the talk with they be they expect say LA for be done be granted bail yesterday but unfortunately we didn't able grant and bail and the press release then say no matter what they do the well-being and the welfare of the two clients them we na LAJ and as well as Prezo Kruma na their utmost concern and because of that and still we they beyond them control they don't decide for cancel the show we then talk to their fans and say the show will come up back to a later date we then will announce and we the one we send this announcement as a press release being there and on behalf of Boss Ellie and management we then send them say then go get another date we then go send for make them go do the show Salma.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mikompin. Abdul Fattah Bono give you update in relation to the court case we get with Laji Amaduba Elias LAG with Prezo Koma and the mayor of Obo yesterday not being sure and don't defer the matter to the 28th of April. So the show with this artist being there on will be flyers been there around the management also don't cancel as a result because it's still in Nigeria.
Well, from that story there with the Kana studio, outside the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, with them partner that we see this behind them, they don't say one joint notice with them all public say they don't ban all camping of school, picking them way, especially camp of public examination. Well, they say them take this decision after we then find out say most of the schools them, they want to undermine some of the work of the Ministry of Education, and they talk about other things them we inside them give some directives them to the reason why make the next say them ban all campaign of school picking them, especially in public examination. But for talk more on the directives and the reason more where the ministry see for ban school campaign, we do with the National Program Coordinator for the Free Quality School Education that the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Augustine Kroma. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, listeners.
Yes, the school, the idea of camping, now some we don't parents we don't sell it for cinema one way, we picking them, we don't for prepare for the public examination. But now we don't see any ministry don't put a ban on that. Tell me the rationale. Is that the reason so for the ministry do that?
Good morning, Famulem. On the 17th of March, we see the Ministry of Basic Education and the Sierra Leone Teachers Union, the Conference of Principal of Secondary School, the National Council for Head Teachers, National Union of Private School, and Association of Independent Schools. These are all the organizations that we get to do with teaching or school business and this called to come together and pull a joint press release for put a ban on school camping. And they complain there we get some from the parents then. We are in then camping there where they can do at the schools, both government school, government assisted and the private school, not so free. Now money they take now parents there, so it can reach to the point that if one picking there, one parents they will not agree for this campaign, the school letting a different way for look at them. So we don't get this complain what think can happen during the night studies and so on and so forth. So the ministry thought and fit will come out this press release and put a ban to all school, not only government school, but even the private institution that there should be no camping in school, night camping, of course, or extra classes after the normal school hours.
Okay, now because for many teachers now we don't get into this practice. And now the SLT don't join into this ban. Now make her aware maybe for engage for the teachers there for explain to them the saying as well the thing they need to the ministry find out.
Well, I think we don't actually need to engage the teachers. That's why they have a union. As I say, I don't call all the union them. For the private school, they get the organization, the National Union of Private School. For the government school, get Sierra Leone Teachers Union. So this organization, they actually represents them. So when one such decision want for come up from government or the Ministry of Basic Education, when they make sure say we call the head of the organization, then we come together and make sure say we take decision. So even if you look at the press release we come out, we get the Chief Education Officer at the Ministry of Basic Education, we sign to him. Of course, we get a representative from SNTU, we sign. We also get representative from CPSS, we get representative from NACOT, we get representative from NOPS and AIS. So all these organizations, they represent then different teachers then. Now this country being government school, government assisted school or private school. So these are the who transmit this information to them. Say we've put a ban on all school camping.
And also I see part of the directive, not only the camping on a ban, I see they say no extra classes outside the school premises. We have something become like a tradition.
Of course, it's a tradition, and I want to believe say all parents can attest to that day. And if you begin don't go school from 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't need a school till 3 o'clock. We all go believe say then after then and then the picking will not tire. So why do you want to have extra class for that? And the extra class not so like free. Now money that they take, it don't become mandatory that when you can school power or by force you for pay for extra classes there. Of course, not everybody can afford them. The one that now not can afford that can be at the detriment of the principal or the teachers then. So we don't get any complaints then from parents then. We get screenshots, we get recording of where they can get in discussion and then at the Google they talk say now by force and exorbitant money. For government school, we get the free quality school education. When our government is responsible for all the things and this. So why do you want to have an extra class out of the normal school hour? Therefore, private school, we all know the exorbitant fee. We parents and the pay. Parents then decide for put them private school because maybe they just believe say when they did a private school they will get a better education. I want to believe more than they get the reason why they put them private school. So why are you calling for an extra class? You charge them back. So for we say and say like other with the government, we decide for put a ban and we are so deliberate about it because when once you fall short, definitely the ministry will take action.
We'll go back to the school campaign. For other people, they will also go to look at it with another eye. I would say the school get good intention for saying waiting at some point on this exam. Me una just then I close so we also we as teachers then we are good on una. So at least we una go sit the exam then the una can put better grades. The disadvantage overweigh the advantage with even with the previous campaigns they don't take place in schools where somebody go say, you know what, let me go through I think it benefits me one way or the other.
Well, I feel to say now because to look at both the advantage and disadvantage. For me, school camping not even gets advantage. You understand? Because if you get your girl picking, for example, decide say for go school camping, she might at the time decide not for go to school camping. When you the parents feel to say, it did it. So instead of one and then they go get them party there and then go into the work. So we've been having this complaint. And he asked the question, when really will begin the school camping? The time when we go school, not be know about school camping. Equally, me mama in blessed memory be get the responsibility we are comot school for put me and teach me. So I feel to say we actually dey overburden the teachers then. So parents they now not to get time for the picking. For them picking and go home for make sure say they look what they don't do at school, do revision of them before they go sleep. So I think that overburden with the schools then and the teachers then. So of course the institution and they take advantage of that. And it's not so free, na money they dey pay. Yesterday, I tried for work around Nanette. You understand? I don't teach some schools that we they into this. She asked, she said, in the academic year, we get between 65 to 75 days. Yeah, for both first, second, and third term. Which thing go do outside you go have for do in 6 to 7 months. You know, don't do and only that 2 weeks you want for do for public exam. And most of the school camping, get for do to the care. As a parent, how you will let you pick for go do camp for NPSC? Let's call it spade a spade. The same goes to Becker. The same, so like it's for public exam because people are free to say, "Ah, that school they do school camping. The question we get for camp, you understand? Now doing that camping, they do them. And equally, not all school they do them. We have tried for the private school. We have traditional private school where no they do school camping. They believe say when the picking camp between that 8 to 2 o'clock, the best teacher will they forget at the beginning. The same goes to the government school. You understand? Where they're not involved into this. Of late, we don't get the other new institution that we don't come. We feel to say that is the best practice. And it is not.
Okay, so it begs the question again of how UNA self as Minister of Basic Education they monitor how teachers also they give to the classroom because reports also suggest that because the gap so wide in relation to the time spent in the classroom as against students say we things you know it in space done there especially for core subject make a go na camp I will be able for cover up. So again, how effective teaching it is more zooming more of government schools.
So I think the last I talk for teaching a government school and for making you get a PIN code, you should be a trained and qualified teachers. Yeah? You should be a trained and qualified teacher for making teach na government school. Now we train and qualify with the UPIN code. And for the NPSA exam, the Becker exam, the public exam as a whole, we deal with the syllabus. For the WAS exam, the syllabus starts from SS1. You understand? You know what I say from SS1 to SS3, that teacher day, you understand? No, we don't cover the syllabus. Even if you don't cover the syllabus, we should say we don't do 80 to 90% of them. The thing that you not get for 3 years, you know we'll get her in 2 weeks, say you have for pass exam. So all this way that they do this school campaign has to do with extortion of money. So for we, I feel to say the teachers there, they go school, now the government school for many teach the picking them and make sure say they get the best education where they can give them.
When you measure it within the ministry for take care of how effective teaching the take place in the classroom, and also when I get, for example, the quality assurance where they monitor teachers, and I also get like this technology where whenever you monitor how teachers they come inside, and go. It don't also change the way how teachers then they give more to the classroom than the lessons then. Because it's not a secret. Some teachers they give more to the lesson, also they know say we month done or inside the 2 weeks and they get money than the classroom.
Yeah, so I think you're right. With day in the country, even if you put a law, you have people that will want to flout it. Yeah. And we not only get the scrum officers, then we get other people that will monitor the schools. Then we get these coordinators. We even get the deputy directors. We let then our representative for the minister. Then people visit and they will do them. But definitely, as I say, people may want to flout the law. Even if you put rules, say you don't forget extra class out of it. You understand they do them. When this release come on the 17th of March, say we don't put a ban on all camping at school. Of course, we get information with heads of schools the way they do the camping down at the house. In this case, you don't blame the
So they don't move now from the school to the
that is
hostel.
that is exactly what so many of them are doing.
And the hostel will not get power for doing
No, we
that.
get power. This now
Hey,
release.
the press release say school camping.
Mhm.
I don't think so. We're gonna somebody in house now. We're not go do anything and go say.
So I feel to say
we're not doing it because una for be also maybe it all reflect about specifically. So it talk about the within the school vicinity.
yes, within the school visit, anything we get for do with education business and this country, the Ministry of Basic Education they control over.
And I don't get any defaulters.
If we don't stop on and say on not do school camping at school, you understand? You decide for go to an house. If I more risky than that.
But I get any defaulters.
Yeah,
because
yeah, we don't get
you
default-
earlier mentioned say
Yeah.
I don't catch some schools then.
Yes, yeah. Yesterday I've been there around the night. I'm not gonna make us say 1 o'clock morning, you understand? We don't get default.
And one of the penalty on top of so I would likely withheld the center. So we say that school owner don't go identify so automatically this was not that center they will be closed.
So it's not only like closing the centers. We as if you're in a private school, we get right for CZ license. We can seize the license until you know operate for.
So now private school owner will meet.
Well, this is not the information, right? Because I not do the reports on the bus it. I need
Okay,
for
so you know
reports
how
on the
to
bus
tell.
before like
How many?
I come.
Now one
But-
side you go or
But definitely I should say I go past sensor and I have evidences to it. If you see me there,
Out of the 10, so how many schools are you able to meet?
how many schools are able for six?
Yeah.
I'm able for get 5.
five out of
People
the
are
10.
doing. They are deliberate about it. You understand?
So by the release automatically 5 schools and they will face the penalty.
Of course, we are very serious about it.
Seizing the license and one of them we just mentioned.
Yeah, nothing are there about for camp. So for private school, we receive the license. Yeah, for making operate. And I don't feel to say any school go out for sacrifice a license for not operating.
So what will be the situation the school picking them?
So that's the
Because
responsibility.
they only prepare for the exams.
So that is the
So if
responsibility.
you wanna ban the center and close them, even seize that school in license, automatically the school then get forget the effect.
So I don't know why people say what's going to be the effects of the picking. It has to. That's the
Because of
responsibility.
course then the people don't get a chance for seat at that particular center.
Yeah, they
We
can.
maybe now they don't tell us they get for seats.
Yes, they can. It has to do with the responsibility of the school head. A notice has been out and put a ban say will not forget camp. You understand? And if we not run the all 4th, 2nd, 3rd term, we just get 1 or 2 weeks to exam. You don't see this notice. You get for respect authority. So definitely the blame get for day on the heads of school. The ministry not just grab and talk say we don't go teach people. We inform on first. We go now to do massive sensitization. Since the day this release has been out, the chief education officer, me, the ministry, we don't do out to do sensitization. And of course, we are deliberate to say if you're a private school, K3 and this, we receive the license, you stop for operate.
Yeah, Augusta, I asked the question because we see last academic year, we see our government spend huge amount of money for picking them will be affected for take the public examination. We at the NYA confirm say then schools and they or then people and they get problem. But we see our government intervene and spend huge amount of money for many people see the private ones. I asked the question for them picking and they not thinking that in mind why not they take up the decision there.
Of course, now these are the reasons we could pull it because at the end of it, if you principal go enroll school people will not qualify for seats, you understand? Then they end up not for seats. Now we the government they get the burden. Now governments they pay, not to that private school. What decide for pay all for them picking the last year? We not just lay emphasis on those that are in government or government assisted school. We did for those that are in the private school. And governments not go always do for the lost money for a deliberate act we heads of schools to do. And if a notice has been out, this come out from the ministry that gives you license. Maybe they as a political appointee, I know the things they for do, I know the things they not for do. I know say for go, I know say not for go. Somebody will work na ministry, I don't get the right for go to na any school for go take money. If at the end of it, like I'm found wanting, understand, a disciplinary action will be taken against me. So the same applies to this school.
Okay, continue for day with you, Augustine Koroma, National Program Coordinator for Equality Education at the Ministry of Basic Education. As we told on our lead headlines, to look at so far within the Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Technology Day. As we all know of recent, the Minister of Communications, Minister of Labour, and other key players, they begin meet with Wukmandem. In fact, one of the media houses we don't do thorough stories around Sierra Tell workers get for do with this institution. This program don't host on several occasions how Sierra Tell workers and all kind of this program. Sometimes it can become so emotional and the kind of programs in relations to months without salary. Some they say the family don't abandon them. Some will tell you say if I'm at the office now, and then they sleep and all that thing. So I think behind the scene there was this discussion around how this whole institution, once a fine institution, we don't go down the drain, government go revive. And so the minister been go there and go talk to the woman and break this news to them that yes, there is an issue of a PPP, the public-private partnership, on how the ministry and other players in King Kainsa. In fact, there is now a cabinet approval for that. I want to welcome Salim Abba, Minister of Communication. Welcome to the program, Salim. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you very much.
All right, so give me a background to this. You take over that ministry. In fact, Rado, who was then at the Ministry of Information and Communication, we don't the kind of program and talk around this whole Sierra Tell thing. Till later, government decide for get a special ministry to handle them. When you take over that ministry and the Sierra Tell been there in front of you, how you meet Sierra Tell in the first place?
Thank you very much. This should be really waiting call for the airport talk today because now Sierra Tell would think what's on our national pride and as until I know see me and all family hold there and to themselves. I think so for understanding Sierra Tell issue, we can even go back before even the tenure of Honorable Mohamed Soye, when I'm the Minister of Information and Communication. If I go way back before in time and even before the time of his administration, and to understand how we got here, then I that and also family will appreciate the kind of solution we don't bring. In 2012, a decision was made for where Sierra Tell me need a network upgrade for upgrade the infrastructure. At that time, the decision was made for upgrade the infrastructure to CDMA in technology. At that time, there were two. There were CDMA and GSM, where most mobile operators then they use. At that time, the decision was made with a $35 million facility taken from the Chinese government for completely, totally revive all the Seattle network infrastructure to CDMA. Unfortunately, that decision was made, whether it was known at that time or maybe it was unknown, but shortly after, the factory or the company where they produce the CDMA technology, they make it obsolete. So they no longer mean they produce the technology again. So what happened? You don't upgrade all your network to the CDMA. That means if it's part well, you can no longer buy it. Where you need to change the network infrastructure. That every 6 months, if the mobile operators then go tell you, then get for change part to do this, change technology they break down. So now from there, Seattle begin go down. Because slowly, the network, the infrastructure needed replacement, needed revive. They're not able to get the technology for do that. So slowly begin go down, then begin lost then coverage in a certain area, then begin lost some of the services that they provide. So obviously that means they go into financial distress. Then begin lost the customer and they lost the market share. So till we now see, I think, the head of the situation, Minister Soike was telling me, with the workers, they will begin say they can't pay, no longer pay the staff, they can't pay their debts, they got a huge amount of debt. And by the way, say to this day, government pay that $35 million debt fee for technology we put me in this situation. So now for just another context and this administration meet Seattle, it became a difficult situation. So now the decision was made to privatize Seattle, right? To go through the normal route of attempting, because usually normal route, you find company we can invest money inside, then you come back. But we do 2 rounds of the attempt, but then problem. one, any company we come, you watch the debt for Sweden. Apart from the $35 million the government is, I can tell, oh, so many other security companies there and there, they owe so many other people because they couldn't pay any of their debts anymore. Imagine. And that's the important context. I tell it's a non-subvented company. No government's not mean the youth to see now government not the give consolidated fund, they give them money. And then it's actually supposed to make money and give government. So they're not subvented, right? And they were things were good. All mommy say, certain I don't mommy work. But get to that point now, the huge debt, any investor we watch the huge debt. First of all, we did. That's a problem. The second debt we did, one of the biggest issue, a human issue, not the staff issue. The huge staff, first of all, the huge staff numbers is also a concern, right? If you watch the number of operators, then almost total staff then give us society, like society get past them. And for company not making money, that's a problem. So that's there as well. The other problem back, where company come, they watch market competition. So you're in a country of 8 million plus people. You watch, say you get 3 successful operators. That private investor, the member say, till start they come, I pay the debt, I pay the staff, then I begin try for can compete. Now this market we all get 3 2 in a legacy, 1 we just come back as well. Till you compete again, who say you begin make profit. So we see say book of the investors they we can, then go come, they wait and call. So the end bit too, they negotiate and go. They pull out because no longer they lost interest because it normally make financial sense, which is understandable. So now that situation they women did, right? The normal privatization attempt to not work. We get this waiting and calling government get boku competing interest, right? We get school feeding, we get feed salon, we get healthcare, telecoms. I think in a grand scheme of things, especially when you get 3 successful companies already, government looks say, okay, is it the best use for me? Government, as a comment, okay, why government not putting your money for revive Senator? But I should say for Bule back, government get for compare. Do I pay the teachers or for go to Senator? Do I pay? You get for assess, so say we prioritize. So we thought the best option is to still look for private investment. That's the best option rather than government coming to put money in. So we come up with this model. So do I come now? When we come and meet this situation, I check around. And what I'm if I'm know, this problem with a state-owned telecoms problem is not unique to Salon. Most countries then don't go through this phase because most countries the way telecom begin, most state governments then set up their own company. But when private sector then begin kind side, sometimes you can't compete because it's a private sector business. So the private sector company they can go farther ahead. And so most governments and now in this situation, okay, I get this mistake to know in a legacy. What do I do with it now in terms of competing? So I talked to a couple of colleagues, by the way. I talked to my colleague in Togo because at some point, let me go through a process. I talked to a couple of my colleagues in the region to kind of understand how they wait and call. I tend to come up with this wait and call this model of what to call an MVNO. There's some situations where a company, especially a company, we get 2 things. One, you still get strong brand name. That means say any takala radio, I don't think I'll ever go do any press, so not ask me what say. That shows say the people still get strong brand recognition and affinity because we used to say and we own. So still get and if a company don't go through so many years, we know they provide service, so many people and still they ask about them, then they should see people and get connection to them. But we get infrastructure challenge. But we still feel say with them 2 things, there's a potential. We see other countries that we get that situation, they will get products and a brand name. You're able to bring that back into the market, but using another company, their own infrastructure. So for example, we get country, you get an AfriCell and others, we get over 700 tower sites because for those mobile operation, you get forget towers. They get company that we get 700 tower sites. Okay, we be able to bring back Segatel because it gets strong brand name and potential. But we able then use somebody else in infrastructure. And why we go with this model? One, you're going to allow for bring back Seattle within the shortest possible time. Without government, get for pull millions of dollars for go invest for some build infrastructure. They will allow for bring them back. But second, you believe say there is a gap in the market. Even for country, we get 3 mobile operators then. We believe say there's a population where maybe none of the 3, they really serve. Again, working camp, people and they talk about, I hear about the students then they talk about the mobile operator, yeah, they do them packaging, not so for we, affordable, waiting call, I think content creators, their sector, they so say, okay, there's a gap in the market who believes the with this model we not get for invest in infrastructure, you're able to bring back at a cheaper cost, but able to serve a particular market. So another proposal day we can go cabinet we with an alignment with Africell. Africell can propose that we willing because we believe say and I believe in Segatel in brand name. So we believe Segatel has a potential, there's a brand, there's opportunity there. We go allow now for use with infrastructure where we get, which is vast. So the moment we launch, Segatel is available everywhere in the country where you find an Africell infrastructure. We think that's something we investor coming for take years for able to build land up. So we're able to come back with Segatel in the shortest possible time. We go allow for continue for maintain the brand name. We go allow for begin take care of some of the liabilities that we did. Then maybe in the future now by that time no one privatize any new company now where they can privatize, what you go meet stronger brand name, customer base, because any investor we can actually get customer if you know get why. So you go meet a customer base, you go meet a more sanitized base, and at that time they will go there in a better position for negotiate. Because right now, trust me, any privatization we think call government will get the short end of the stick because right now they're in a difficult position. So we negotiate from a place of weakness. But we believe maybe in 10 years' time, when this agreement finishes, government will be in a better position to make a decision whether you want privatize completely, whether you want to continue this agreement, whether you defend investor with the build your infrastructure, if that is a priority. So another solution they would all reach, and maybe we will end on the key thing for we in all of this negotiation was, as you said, talk about the staff. We self the see that apply till the first day work I meet with them. And I tell them, I say, look, nobody know it. Anybody you go work, where you work now for make money. Nobody go work. Yes, you go let you job, but you work for make money. You have a family, you get them to take care of. So we Mr. said, sit down, listen to. And these are people who don't work now. Say, I tell for 36 years. I did meet person we don't work now. Say, I tell for 36 years. It tells me I begin as messenger. Now I don't grow till don't reach a certain level. 36 good years or give to a company. So I understand the plight. So now the number one point of this conversation was to say we need for begin take care of the staff.
Okay, Madam Minister, already Africell now one of the players then. So I don't know how also then come inside. Again, Segatel also they can be another player for competing the same market. So I don't know how that they kind of play.
So absolutely, and by the way, this MVNO is done all over the world. There's so many big famous examples of MVNO, Leica Mobile, Mint Mobile, Vodafone, all of these operate an MVNO. And MVNO, you only operate it, so it's the nature of it. So an operator we're getting infrastructure, they allow somebody else for come. But yes, first of all, that's number one thing for no, even for Africell. Basically, the DEPA puts money for strengthening or for bringing back a competitor. First way they can compete with them because we say at Canada the market, it's an option in the market. They get new customers on tenant, first time people already subscribe, but they also we believe they have a customer for everybody. So, but they still see it as a potential, as an opportunity because they also believe say there's each of them company and they get their own brand style. You will get the customer the way Orange the cater to. You get the customer the way Africell say this is my base customer. You get the customer where yourself believe in the one there and my target audience. But how we the model it's a separate Segatel. We get a distinct brand audience, target audience who they go for. We potentially not in Africell in the natural sense, and then in the target specifically. And maybe I go mention is one of the key negotiation points for we see Segatel has to operate as the most affordable rate because as family go aware we get floor and ceiling price. We not can put we say operators they can't charge more than this and they can't charge lower than this. We negotiation not just make the most profit we will make. We negotiate Segatel has to charge at the base most affordable rate at all times. And then our two will make sacrosanct and the agreement they can't change the price without coming to government.
So, Madam Minister, how now ensure this move or the initiative becomes sustainable? Because you earlier mentioned some of the strikes and some of the people, investors, they don't come in, they don't pull out. So how this time, this one, Because for the fact of the announcement don't go publicly say Sierra Leone can go on privatization, the thinking of Sierra Leone as a mixed feeling. So how this time go, because some will say, and I just can talk to people and maybe for cool them, the staff them,
Yeah.
but give them confidence and
Yeah,
it
they
is.
will feel.
So how this sustainable this one would be?
No, I definitely understand Fambule the anxiety and the concern. I think it's definitely understandable. But again, then they go to why we even decide for choose existing player. Because most of them say it's all, but they're coming from out. They don't understand the local market, local ecosystem. AfriCell has been in this market for over 15 years. They understand how this market they play. They understand the sector. They understand the stakeholders. So then the one reason where they do comfort is an existing post within the market. We understand. Also, I think this shows say this year is this agreement is for 10 years certain plus 5 years option to renew for further 5 years. I think this show even for them a long-term interest and investment into Sierra Leone. I think that the 90 degree comfort. And by the way, this agreement where the Ashok Ambulance say we get for Sidon for, I believe say we plan for a launch within the next 2 weeks. So this not a theory we get for come past 6 months later. All plans are being made. Integration they happen in terms of integrating the infrastructure with the others, in terms of the number plan, in terms of SIM cards, in terms of all of that. I should say that all of that they are on their way. We
And
plan
the
for
most
launch.
of the staff, the former staff, and the way occupy most of the headquarters of Sierra Tel. So in 2 weeks' time, operation they come on, then they hope see themselves will go with something. Because staff and we don't the way they don't wait till they don't suffer till they don't die. So I'm not only for considering the day. You want the way they right now, where they existence, so we don't occupy most of the facilities then. I want to ensure that this and then say that in 2 weeks' time when they come operation and say, oh, things go better for you.
No, absolutely. And I think say one point for note, so we'll begin this process. This has been a long time. At the end point really, so we engage with the Ministry of Employment and Labour because until we understand waiting at the staff, we come and talk about the staff dates. We might know first of all waiting at first the staff composition because we look almost staff they actually. Some staff are abandoned, some staff are retired, some staff sadly don't pass away. So staff so we know for the full staff. I think say currently around 179
Okay.
the next thing we want to do now for understand the full staff obligations. That in a backlog salary, leave allowance, rent allowance, union dues, all of these things, NACIT contribution. When we do the full calculation, it come up to $6.3 million. That's the full staff obligation. As I mentioned to you, the first then now what to do with AfriCell was to negotiate with them to say, okay, we need some amount at the start right now. Okay, we'll begin use for pay. So we will negotiate with them a $2 million. We then they give it upfront first. That $2 million they we don't wait till as to they sign the contract, that $2 million they come, we begin pay some of the obligation. Not to the full money, but we begin pay. Because also need for do verification by the way. The assessment we'll do it was based on desk and papers. Right? Because now we need for really go now say if you say they're not gonna pay for 10 months, we need to check the bank account, make sure maybe they're not gonna pay you for 10 months. We need for check all the details and we need for check you assets all anything and if people the people sadly don't pass away, we need for find the beneficiaries, make sure say the money go to the right people. So before launch, we to commit to say before launch, people at the beginning get some of them payments. Before we launch, people in the begin get we try by all means people who could finance for really move that process there as fast
Potential
as possible.
opportunity then maybe for others who are still younger, we get the technique and idea for work in this new makeup.
Well, the way I go say to you as well, one of the strategic decisions we don't take, government is government kumbra. Government not like private company, matter any private company. We get company women in this situation. First thing you do for Sacrament first immediately. Government we don't try for fair way, but again I tell you about the staff numbers. For business we want to make money. So when staff number then they're not feasible for maintain. Especially with a new, for be honest, with a new operation, then staff number then they're not feasible. And especially with this new model, it might not be all those skill sets we go required for this new. Then they'll go honest for say. The decision we government not take say first we need to stop the bleeding. Because every month the means we make with 6.3 now because we don't take a decision long ago which we should have taken to stop this. Now we could reach this amount of money. First, we need for stop them. We need for every day, every month, where we know take a decision. Now more liability on government. So if we just okay, more stop the bleeding. The conversation with the company say, look, let's just know that you can't come take waiting call a new operation, then you not keep some of the people that will get legacy knowledge. They say for that, but the decision is we're going to do a reassessment. They will do a reassessment, they will identify the staff that we required for the new model within they operate, and they will retain those. But
We
Hey,
all
honestly,
talk around them property. If you watch, even with the three players in the market, then they no get good infrastructure which within CRTL been get years back and get big compound and all that thing. And the reports suggest along the way, because as a result, the way how the economy don't go, some of them side and they now their reports are that
then
they
coach.
don't personalize what don't can take, don't take, and there are a lot of allegation finger pointing, including I remember one story who cover at the place the workman they were even pointing at former management, say some man don't turn, then building they don't even the rent and all them thing in the how and also mindful of how now go get back the infrastructures.
so one thing really going right now, right across the country, now a asset audit. Right now, I don't go on for the past 3 weeks, by the way. A team made up of the Ministry of Communication, the interim management team, and some other key stakeholders. Then we go na each and every asset to take stock of it. And as you say, the same report. I get the video. Every the same video there. Some shop, some place they meet tailor shop inside it.
Yeah.
Some place they don't have parking spots.
Mhm,
Some place they the staff friendly live. Right, the generator there. If you go look at the and by the way, infrastructure, yes, Seattle gets a vast real estate. Where it comes to towers, which is what you need for telecoms. I
Yeah.
think they get around 80 or so. You talk about the other one, they get 700.
Yeah.
That it can't compare. They get
Mhm.
fiber line underneath, fiber ducts. That is something Celtel has very greatly. So one really particular take stock of the assets. The next decision now is going to be made, as you say, we're going to reevaluate any agreement, any and all agreement that has been made, because now it has to be based what is value for money. So we'll take stock of any agreement in place and assess whether this is value for money or not, and then decisions will be made on how we move forward. But to maybe say the first thing first, we have an agreement in place, we have a partner in place, we'll take care of the staff issue because we can't sell staff and understandable to be honest, some staff they don't move into the quarters because they stopped paying them.
Yeah.
The landlord they don't kick them out. So their best option was to go live in the place. So for us, we can't also go remove them first if we not give them the money. So the idea is okay, we'll begin give them the money at because no staff are just sit out and everyone leaving us at now because they didn't have an option, I make them did it. So if we still begin give them backlog, they said we able go rent their own place, government will able to take back those assets, we able revive them, put some money there, revive them, able put them back into operations.
So into this partnership with Africell, discussion there around paying this $35 million, we say government still they pay because of the past.
Well, no, but that is government debt. Government is paying that debt. That is government debt. So what's going to be is then a government decision to be made. This part of this partnership, government is getting a percentage share. Government now decision is to make whether they divert all of that for go repay me debt, or they're going to make consolidated fund, so I'll go pay for school feeding, a feed salon, or some of the other one. But government may still continue for pay for that regardless. So I think so we continue to do that. But I think say for now the priority is going to be how we pay the remaining 4.3 million of the staff liability after we do the verification, whatever that number they come up to. After we don't use these two for at least make them begin get some funding. Now the priority immediately after will be for how they put up a plan for repay the remaining
In the
balance.
process that una kickstart una launch, and we all know say already, like you mentioned, Africell na the key player. In the process, another player come inside. There is no space for another player.
Well, we also get for be fair to we partners. You know, right now within this state, nobody wants it. So this of employment it's a very descriptive. It's like old woman when nobody no wants. Right now, nobody wants it. We can't. We get for be government has to also be a trusted partner. Somebody else no go don't care right now. We it there. We come on board with we. And then we begin work together. Then because in you shiny thing before we own agreements on if they not don't do nothing by the way. Then we just cancel them out. I think the government also has to be a fair partner. But what I go say about this agreement, what we have, and I think and I see what I have mentioned, what do we get na safeguards? You know, we're very cognizant of the fact say Africell is a competitor. That's the reality. Africell is a competitor. And there's risk on both sides. There's risk on Africell because Seattle possibly can take most of the customer there. So there's a take risk. The DEPA basically feed a competitor. That's a risk. there's risk on we own side as well. And I don't hear if I'm going to talk to, but I think I'll be honest to say, oh, they want family and fair. Say, oh, Africell can't take over Segatel. Very soon it will be Africell. So there's the risk of brand dilution. To say you can't begin with you know what's now the difference between Africell and Segatel. There's a risk. But what to put as safeguards. Number one, say we can't to Segatel management. They had to hire a whole separate team. It can't just be the existing Africell staff there where they go just post you. No. This anybody they hire for the Segatel operation has to be Segatel MVNO. So there's an Africell MD, there's going to be a Segatel MVNO MD.
So the name they change.
No, absolutely not. That's the one thing where we protect. That's the one we call things like reserved matters inside the agreement. There's things we they need able to do without us. Number one, price change. Number two, brand dilution. Changing the name, changing logo, changing fundamental symbol, the brand, they cannot do without us. Like we written consent, they have to get it from us. So that's the other risk we see and safeguard we put in place. So we get for put steps then for how we protect certain things that we are sacrosanct for this agreement. The other thing we'll do now KPIs. So the part of the proposal we have said give them tell we say, look, we believe say if we go into this agreement, we'll be able to grow the Segatel customer base by this amount in year 5, by this amount in year 10. So we take all the number that we then give you, we put it inside the agreement. And we'll do reviews. We talk about if we go change. So we get midterm review, 5 years. We can review the agreement. Then number they will not give you. When I don't meet them, then targets they will not give you. When I don't meet them. So that's why we don't give for 10 to 15 years. Or just you don't know whether or not you do well or not. We left them. So 5 years we go review based on the proposal we then give you and the agreement we then give you. If they don't meet 10 targets and if we think they fall so short beyond them, then government will take a decision on whether we'll look for somebody else or continue for them and on revised terms. And that's what we'll do. Another thing we do, which we think is innovative in this sense, we bring in this thing we call independent verifier. You know, government will enter Boko agreements. And sometimes people say, oh, the agreement people need to do it and supposed to do. And most of the time, you get ministry where they do a normal operation, but we get the agreement, there are 3-4 of them. It's difficult to oversee and make sure say all man they follow the letter of what to agree with them. So to come up with this concept of we will hire an independent verifier when our government pay. Now we hire we they get this agreement where we don't sign with the Africell say now this not the agreements and this not the KPIs and these are the terms where Africell agree to. Africell is for send we a monthly report on numbers, on quality of service, on brand protection, all that, and they will send out to this independent verifier. So independent sole job now for cross check for make sure say we say Africell first they report on. We will use other sources like NRA and others for verify. No just get what and tell we. We also go use the other waiting called credible institution. We'll get for cross check the numbers and the NATCA as well. So okay, now this they agree with we. Waiting they don't report on. They don't meet 10 targets and this waiting called revenue. They don't actually generate waiting and we more cross check with themselves and this and we if that is true. So that's something where we think say critical for something like this. For more make sure say we get safeguards that we talk about in place. And I think say we both sides appreciate because more the term now that's the argument at the beginning. Now this I do, now this I say no to this. So I think say for protect both the investor and government. And that's something we think say critically will bring inside this agreement as well.
Okay, Salima, for people else who don't follow the operations of Segatel and how USAID so they like it today, things say under the last government, that cell where they sell the Sierra Leone Gateway, also responsible for USAID Segatel delect today. Beside the aspect of what you mentioned, that $35 million, where government entered into that Chinese government, and that you get your own. And like where you get your own picking, but you also do something for Bringan and Dong. So people in the say, okay, until our government being killed, so government will still revive her. How also the state, even while she open the market for private, but also to protect you. Because for many people, they may think say that decision of the previous government was also responsible.
I absolutely agree with you. I completely cannot agree with you more. I think especially we get a state-owned entity like this and government. Then private sector investors there, so they reinvest millions into the company every single year. Whatever they make, they get a certain percentage when they put it again for invest because telecoms sector where it's capex intensive. You get for revive, as I mentioned, you get for reinvest, build the infrastructure. One, you get for build new towers every year. Now, you growth of your sector depending on almost towers you get, almost reach you get across the country. So one, then get for reinvest in the existing towers where they get every year, change batteries, change waiting and call, all these things. Second, you want build new towers. A tower costs around $200,000 for build one. Expensive things. That's what they cost. So they invest millions. So now everybody talk about our towers are expensive. They invest millions every year. So if a government knows, okay, because I get all other interest, credible, I get so many other priorities. Me not get that waiting and call for going to invest $10-15 million every year. What do? You dey take critical assets in. We go allow that company they for generate money and put on it. That's what waiting government should have done. That, as you say, that gateway, that now they at some point, you know, say the boom.
Yeah,
And MiFi is one of the best that this country has so. And that because they may get that critical asset, we may generate money for them. Where the artists may also cover some of the hole where they may get because of them in the lost time. They allow them for compete in the market. You get for compete in the market. Now they allow them for compete. So once you take something like that, the way they plug the gap and feed the hole and generate money for them, you privatize them. And then members say, waiting go happen. So then go say, why then do now for better management? But what you didn't to do, the revenue, when you share from government, you not take them back and give Segatel. You take them back, it goes into the consolidated fund. That means you don't take that revenue source away from the company. So those are some of the critical decisions then, as you say, we don't make say we reach out.
Okay, continue for the with Salima Ba, Minister of Communications, Innovation and Technology. We'll take a few commercials and we come back, we can talk to the Anti-Corruption Commission on some new ideas in relation to how public servants they do asset declaration. We'll continue to talk to Salima on other issues then in relation to communication, innovation and technology. We'll also look at waiting so far Focus 1000 day up to.
OneXBet Salon, they celebrate Mama Salon in 65-year Independence Day with 500,000 new Lyon football tournament. Winner, 500 million Lyons. Well, this football tournament here, so now 8 community then go for take part na the East part na Freetown. This football tournament now one knockout tournament we go take place na the approved school. We go start Wednesday, 15th April 2026. And the first community reggae for Bade na between Moiba community and Rokupa community. And the grand final, when the final for this football tournament, go be on Monday, 27 April 2026. And for you who want go watch this game here so, now just 5 Lyons you go pay. When a new Lyons, 5,000 old Lyons. And once you will make this for say OneXBet gets concerned for in customer them. Remember say all OneXBet customers them. They say for enter for go watch this football tournament now free. Una no go pay nothing. Let me join the OneXBet Salon and celebrate Mama Salon in birthday 2026. Land that we love, our sweet Mama Salon. Happy birthday Mama Salon. Enjoy you 65 years.
Bloomberg Digital Banking don't come for we.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Na bank they run go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital Banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko cuts your eye.
But Abule fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Na so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital, you can bank with freedom any side na the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow! As from today, call me Aisatu Bloomberg Digital.
Aha! Aisatu Bloomberg Digital.
Yes, na me name. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloomberg Digital Banking.
Bingo! Waiting you dey wait for. Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website bloombankafrica.com.
No left BNO, cause Bloomberg Digital they make you bank
with Colats. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
Me na Margaret Bull, Administrative Secretary at International School. I like listening to Morning Coffee. Morning Coffee very important. It gets so many important issues of the day we dey listen to. In and out of the country, e find we all dey listen to Morning Coffee.
Welcome back to the second of the program, Morning Coffee. They meet you live na SLBC FM 99.7 Afriton. Regional station them, self-party station them, all about the country. They also they following our Facebook platform. Now they go to another story. Outside the Anti-Corruption Commission, don't open one new portal where they say this now for me then go help public officials them for me then go declare the assets, and they say this and developer in collaboration with the Directorate for Science, Technology and Innovation, when they go enhance efficiency, accessibility and compliance where people then go declare their assets. We'll talk more on that with the acting public relations officer for the Anti-Corruption Commission, Alex Eba. Good morning, welcome to the program.
Yes, good morning, my father. Good morning, listeners. Thank you for having me.
So what's new this year, the declaration of the assets?
Yes, the only thing we knew this year and the fact that we don't create a new user-friendly platform in collaboration with the Directorate for Science, Technology and Innovation. The asset declaration process in itself, it's not new. It has been there for ages. But way and beyond that as well, the online declaration also not new. In 2019, when we go Parliament, we reviewed the asset declaration regime because we understand they are the first defense for corruption. So it's important that people then comply. And before 2018, the compliance rate, before 2019, when we go Parliament, the compliance rate as far as asset declaration concerned, be very minimal. Will be the record as low as below 40%, and sometimes even less than 30% of public officers there across the board will be the comply. So we don't make lots of reforms then, and the most notable one are the regulations of the asset declaration regime in 2019 pursuant to the amendment. So one of the most important reforms at that time we be very notable where we make. Now for there we move from paper-based declaration to complete online declaration with digitized declaration process. When people then be declare on a paper and all, sometimes it can be very, very overwhelming for save or store some of those things. But sometimes it can even be challenging for able for verify some of those things when need be. So we don't decide for move because of course as much as the fight against corruption we want to improve them. I mean, that's not part of the primary commitment of His Excellency the President when was appointed in 2018, and that also forms part of the vision of the Commissioner. It is important that we also move and make do of technology. So now on that basis, they will be done move to online declaration. So we poised from time to time for always improve these processes. And in the last declaration session, we now be 2024, we record one of the highest asset declaration compliance, not just in Sierra Leone, but within in Africa, within the continent, we record over 95% compliance rate. But we understand, say, as much as the platform that was in use, the user-friendly, there were some challenges here and there. Little challenges we will help as well for able for navigate through. So nonetheless, we decide this year there is nothing wrong in ensuring that we make the platform more user friendly. So now in that regard, we partner with DSTI. We don't launch this new and a very accessible platform where you declare with little or no hassle. You have to declaration because we want for their compliance, we enhance compliance, like it be easier for public officers then across the board.
And I could talk of the categories of people and way to declare the asset of public officials.
Yes, the law make it very clear, pursuant to the provisions then inside section 119 of the Act 2008 as amended, that public officers then will be grade 7 upwards. Before this time, they can't tell you it be inefficient, it be ineffective because it were for public officers across the board. That is to say whether dispatch, whether not cleaner, whether not messenger, all of those ones were to declare their asset. And it will make the number so huge and things were so challenging. So when we do the review of the anti-corruption laws in 2019, we make them from grade 7 in at the baseline. Grade 7 usually for government offices at the nth grade, where, for example, you have first degree. So from grade 7 upwards, you get for declare your asset. But away from that, we also get politically exposed persons there. We include electable positions, like the one that they go through election, the people of Sierra Leone they elect them. But also we include presidential appointees then. Those are all politically exposed persons. They also have to declare their assets.
But Alex, I see in on regulation I mentioned people below grade 7.
Yes, I come to that.
So that's the category of the individuals and why I want to focus on them.
I come to that. So the bottom line, I mean, every laws can always give room for certain exceptions. Laws are not absolute. So I mentioned grade 7, and we get PEPs, politically exposed persons, but we also get financially exposed persons. So for example, even if you know they grade 7, but if they play with money or you na procurement person, you expose the money, then a financially exposed person. So those ones, regardless of the grade, they have to ensure they also declare their assets. And if they're not declared, of course, there are very clear sanctions then we provided for inside the Anti-Corruption Act.
But what about the category of teachers? Because we also mentioned the category of teachers a way for declaring assets.
Yes, that's also very critical. So across the different institutions, then those teachers as well or school, they also get public officers then, but we limit them. So for schools, if you're a head teacher, you also need for declare your asset. If you're a bossa, if you're a vice head teacher, if you're a vice principal, if you're a principal, and if you're a bossa, those ones also need for declare their asset. But the rest of the other teaching staff then we need to expect and they're not supposed to declare their asset. But we also get within different chiefdoms then, paramount chief then and certain chiefdom authorities then, they also need for declare their asset. In fact, that they inform the ongoing nationwide sensitization engagement with the commissioner they get with paramount chief in different parts of the country. Because before this time, we get challenged with compliance from paramount chief then. And
for declare the assets?
Yes.
The students are not public officials.
Good. So
how the paramount chief then come on board for declare assets?
You emphasize on public officials.
So all of those ones, paramount chief, chiefdom authorities then, they are public officers because they are incentivized, from the consolidated revenue funds. So public education very central to the fight against corruption. We're not poised for ways where people land on faults, the laws then, and we institute sanctions then, arrest, send people in a jail here and there. But we also know it's important for go down and let people understand some of them provisions there and why they need for comply. So these paramount chief them, we understand the reverence we attach to traditional institutions then we then the head. In fact, I make up the entire country. So the commissioner quite recently, before and fit, being that will be the move to this asset declaration period, for reach out to all of them paramount chief there, for engage them, for talk to them, for tell them why they need for declare their assets. Because interestingly, let's
but
say
one will argue for not just incentive they get from government.
Yes.
As government puts an incentive, not put a salary.
But regardless, the laws, also absorb all of those ones.
Including incentives.
They get bigger projects where can drive more of the ACC. No. You see from neither international level, but just within the localities. When they get the alpha money for collection of taxes and all that thing.
The legislators then we can make them laws there. Usually I can say sometimes God can give them divine wisdom or let them understand certain things, then we can inform why make the laws there to incorporate certain people. So on the face of it, it will appear as if the paramount chief then maybe they're not too exposed here and there, but like I tell you, these are very critical players in the national governance architecture. There are some chiefdoms there as well. For example, let's say mining chiefdoms, and you get companies then we then get for good mind. And those companies then get for rely also on rally around sometimes or creating that relationship or maybe pay homage to the chiefdom heads then we are the paramount chief then. So why also the law gets them in for declare the asset? Let's say you get this mining company and this mining company they reach out to this paramount chief and yeah, it's brand new vehicle, for example.
But again, many times they come and just refer as gifts.
Yes.
And gifts are very critical when
So
it comes
so
to
so so so
issue
tho-
of
those
talking of
those are
corruption.
very important nuances then we sometimes we need to understand. And I make at the
So,
council
so
that
gift according to the act na crime.
so
Giving
They
gifts.
declare.
the
Yeah,
law
they
make
declare.
am clear.
If the gifts maybe they
Yeah,
do
the law
something
make
we
am
likely
clear. So
get
now I
for
make
send
I
you
dey
and
connect
then
all of these things. Then we also get a grounding of this very clear. The law make am clear that the law not dey against gifts. The law not abhorrent that people should not be gifted. More especially the institution of paramount chief then. That we know say by tradition when you go na a chiefdom you have to pay respect to the paramount chief. So the law not dey against that at all. But there are guidelines then. Why those guidelines are there? Now for let conflicts of interest not come. So if you are gifted, you have to declare that gift within your chiefdom, for example, or I mean institution gift register, and you also fill an Ayasi declaration form. Who gave you this gift? What is the relationship? Because let's say, for example, we have reasons for investigate later on, and such gift was not declared. Ordinarily, it will be imputed that that gift is for compromise.
Okay, thank you so much, Alex. Continue for you. Madam Minister, I want to talk around also what you could learn from the Sierra Leone situation moving forward.
Thank you, but I just want comment on the ACC.
Go
Say
ahead.
actually that declaration, the online platform was developed by DSTI, which is other Minister of Commerce. I actually used to work at DSTI, so I'm very proud of that. And I think say the show waiting local first government able do. It is show waiting also local skill sets enable building a salon. They had a previous one which they work as well. So we're extremely proud of that work, that collaboration with the STI and ACC. They look forward for see the user experience and towards that. Back to settle. I think say so men minister one of the first thing they were come on board. The first His Excellency the President were discussing one of the first to-do list. We give it to-do list. Number one update was settle. That was and it's taken a lot of thinking through. By the way, the first thought or the first idea I give people, let's say I learn is maybe you not hold on to a certain idea. I believe this is the only solution. Because I had a clear thinking of say, okay, after I don't talk to I talk to the local stakeholders, them, I talk to my predecessor. I had an idea to say this could be the solution, and I push. But then I get to a point of reflection. I minority, maybe this idea might not be the best. Now that's when I begin reach out now. Across, reach out to regional institutions like Smart Africa. I reach out to my colleagues there. I picked up the phone. I called my colleague with the Togo. I heard, oh, then Togo just do this. Okay, I pick up the phone. I call her informal conversation. Not to remember for settle bit. I call her WhatsApp. Had a long 45 minutes conversation just for picking brains and from your experiences. So if anything, I go learn. This idea of one, you don't hold on to and be married to a solution. Say, past this work is do or die. I think that sometimes as public officials, we also get to admit, okay, maybe with time they think not completely correct. So my pivot, my change, my ideas. But also I think say this idea of engaging and seeing waiting at the experiences of others and see we're not copy and paste waiting to go do, but we hear how them go about a couple of others, then we'll just adjust for we own realities that we'll face. So if anything, I don't learn that lesson. They say you open to change, open to hearing different solutions and ideas, and then also really learning from the
How
experience
you
of
manage
others
the
important.
expectation of the workman them?
I think say what we don't do with them is to be very frank. If you work here from able talk say everybody go get in job, right? And I need to cook man and then like we change for them. Right? I think if they know they're aware then first of all nobody not aware of this certain situation past them. I don't feel the pain. I don't know where the source and them the pinch most importantly. So I think say they're aware, but I think so too don't do with them is to be very open. May they understand who side we dey, they understand the problem the way they for move solve, and we don't be very open on the process of how we plan for solve them. For example, tell us, now 2 million right now get, now so we prioritize. I think that's another thing. How they explain to how they prioritize payments then for now. We get priority list. That is, so more prioritize backlog, my artist man getting backlog. More prioritize the retired, more prioritize the deceased, most importantly. So I think so we don't open for share with them are thinking through and the decision that we don't make, and we don't get the rewards of landing because we see where we go there, we saw the acceptance of what they say, and SF willing for walk this path with we and see with we. So absolutely.
Thank you so much, Madam Minister. Continue to do with you.
Well, now they go to other story, we go to Focus 1000, outside they don't develop their strategic plan, where they say this and plan they align them with government priority areas, them where inside they capture the ongoing 300 days of activism. But if I talk more about this strategy and some of the things and with the inside it, how this go help everybody, based on the country we deal with the Chief of Communication, Focus 1000, Mohammed Savage. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, just take me a background or some of the issues that we come about inside this plan.
All right, okay. Good morning to the listeners and viewers. With all government efforts, for ensure say woman not born a host and begin or die. I will tell you as we sit on here right now, somewhere and somehow there's a conspiracy for somebody allow a way for born a host. And that woman they go die and the begin will die. And then they did against one of the intervention areas of ensure so we protect that for the woman not die in a host and that begin will die. Because Focus 1000 has to do with the first 1000 days of life. The woman for survive and the begin for survive. So, but we get this problem where all the time you see people in the conspire. Let the woman born a host. And when the woman born a host within that complication they can. That woman they go die. That people go die. And as we talk right now, it is happening somewhere. So with that, particular reason, we decide, after government don't bring this multi-sector movement when at the 300 days of activism, we feel say this now one area we Focus 1000 don't always talk about, don't always affect, for ensure say we achieve this. With all the structure we get across the country, we say we need for ensure say we kill a woman and not die. For things we not for die for. The printable things we not for die for. The woman get malaria, the pikin get malaria, this not for die for that. And other common complications we not for die. If you don't hospital, you don't go die. So can tell us take your pikin now hospital day, take you away from hospital, then you will get proper medical attention. So you go put to bed.
So yes.
So the 300 days of activism, Focus 1000 don't be aligned with strategic plan. By the way, we get a strategic plan where they match from, where they span from 2023 to 2027. And we have 1 year for that particular document expire. But when we can get this call from the President, His Excellency, that we need for ensure say we realigned and then we get this 300 days movement for ensure say we amplify the call say we for reduce the out picking and mama and the dynasty. So we chose for realign that with particular objective day, the strategic plan for it, and we ensure say a match up with waiting government to ask me for this 300 days. So that is to say, Focus 1000 not only they look at these 300 days now, we don't start this campaign before this time, but just that we don't reach out to all the structures for ensure say we speak around these 300 days, until we get the results we government require.
So this plan, how many areas you focus on this strategic plan? How many? Whether the thematic areas, you don't mention one.
Yeah. So we strategic plan, when we say Focus 1000, we say we look at the first 1000 days of life. Yeah. That is, we want for ensure say, the picking not only the maternal and child health, we want for ensure say the woman in upkeeping that they in responsibility na post. The only way the man from that. the daddy responsibility, enough for share of hand, not so that disciplinary responsibility to the daddy. The daddy also get that responsibility to ensure say it take a woman and in picking hospital. If the woman get better, you get the right for take the woman care hospital. You understand? We also dey look at climate change. You understand? Because these are the things which affect that picking in the first 1,000 days. So we look at all of those. So in we strategic plan, we also we look at 4 key areas. One, we look at capacity building, community engagement, you know, advocacy, what they do right now, and also we dey try for ensure say, you know, we reach out to every community through we Congra network.
So because I'm also not for cost 1,000 allocated they play a role into this 300 days. So which kind of support can you provide as for cost 1,000?
All right. So when we established this organization, through the support of Mohamed Bayo Jallo, who is the CEO and founder, you know, we try for establish what we call the Conga network, which is a national network. It's made up of religious leaders, traditional healers, market women, and of course we get, you know, the paramount chiefs who run corporate and the media. This particular network is made up of thousands of professionals. For the religious leaders, I will tell you that we have over 10,000 religious leaders. I can get a call from any community and tell them, say, that this will get for them. For instance, during the Ebola, we use this particular network to ensure, say, with community engagement, you know, for mobilized community, we will sort down the out. Because during that period, they say, not for wash person we don't die during that Ebola period, but people we are doing it, and the religious leaders we are before that. So we reach out to the network and tell them, say, we bring them and get some trainings and tell them exactly, say, nobody know for us, anybody. Not only was possible, we don't die anywhere, even know. You know, so we'll be able to achieve that and Focus 1,000 contribute greatly. There was a point in time when the Minister of Health they recommended me for that because we take that whole venture to ensure say we reach out to every community. Equally for the traditional healers. When they see this COVID-19, they say religious, I mean, then traditional healers they can mend that sickness. You understand? Not knowing to see them, they spread the disease. But when we reach out to over 9,000 traditional healers, we able to put a stop to that. We tell them say, it is not proper for them to go, you know, try to get medication for things we know you cannot do. And we say some people say we not get medication from. So now we don't activate, we don't reactivate that particular, we don't re-energize them for these 300 days. Now every community, every home, you know, we want for them we ensure so we reach out. If person get better, tell this person, take you away, can and go now hospital, make you go home. That we want for see. Because one people may die, it affects we as an organization. We feel that because we not feel say that people will die because of some of these minor reasons. You know, we need to be accountable for how we begin and die. We get an old project Bombali and Bo, where the chance project, when begin die, we do autopsy, we go beyond and tell for no waiting kill this people. We want to know how this begin die. So these are the reason why make we say the 300 days activism, it's timely and we will continue to push this campaign to ensure we support government's agenda.
How do you think these 300 days will change within already? Because again, maternal mortality, even with an intervention, is still very challenging. I think say this new idea from government can change anything.
Yes. We can always say thank you to the government for when they provide the space for all the work. You know, and thanks to the traditional healers, the religious leaders, the market women, the media, and also the paramount chiefs. You know, because if we not get the network day, you know, I will tell you, people go in a house or the community, they compromise this reality say we not for born house. You know, and if government not be don't give you that, and now by the way, government make them very clear that sometimes if you want the paramount children make them very clear, it's not part of their bylaws. When you born now, you want get belly, make you born house, then they sanction you, man. You know, so which is very key, which is very good for we who do we go. Because any community will go now, we know say we get that kind of security. Then we get the paramount people who support we and government structure. All the offices that we are responsible. I mean, by the way, we are the 16 districts. We are very nationwide as as a national NGO. We did every side, and we are working very closely with the DHMT in those particular in those various districts. We work very closely with them, and also we work with the Ministry of Health very closely, very closely in this. So we not only they focus on that, and also we also want to ensure that picking in education will not put them aside. So in all of this, in as much as government is say this 300 days now for ensure so we reduce the outpicking and the die and the mama that will die, we also they push say even though they get this, but the livelihood of that mama and that picking, we not go forget her. So that's the reason we get several projects already established to ensure so we support the mama. Then the mama go get something as livelihood and the papa for support the picking. So the picking go survive. If that picking don't do the first 2 years, that's not one. By the grace of God, go push out from the 2 year till go 5 year. 5 year push out till go in primary school level and all.
Okay,
So that's the
okay, continue for there with you, Mr. Savage. They were the Chief of Communication at Focus 1000. So many messages on our Facebook page. This one they come from Tijanem Kaika. It say, ma bring this to the notice of the man at the Department of Education. He say, why can many other sectors them don't wicked people them now they don't agree say the first and second term the worst candidates and for take live practical instead of test of practical. Now that they fail for realizing most schools lack the equipment then they. So how the ministry also they look at that. This one say if no school camp no dey, how you dey expect them pikin for complete the syllabus? Dear the man at the studio, may una understand, especially for SSS3. Most of the time, I then camping and they help. Now, I don't can make blankets ban. You know, correct many ministry go back to the drawing board. This one say we educational system in this country say really messy. He say, and we also know the help situation na the country for how for push education go before most people then just the normal for car head school stem and then selfish and then they give waiting them for give to the school for me push go before. This one say morning coffee and thank you for the program from the Facebook. We go through some of the messages I don't kind of phone before take sports. This one say thank you Salima and team for this great news. They say me heart gladdy this morning for when I revive Sierra Tell. He said I now we continue. He said God bless you, Madam Minister. Is one say Sarah tell be don't die. Say we glad in that we are able for revival. Is one say trust me. Sarah tell mobile then go able for compete with the one that already there. Make we see how this magic go able for work. This other one say plenty. Thank you to Focus 1000. Say indeed the man rights that and Kumbra network don't they do a lot. They come up from Moribaju Dembi. Nabo. This one say in all of the problems that this country gets, he said, but the Sierra 10 news are one of my best news for the week. He said, but we hope so then we're able to compete in the market because already then 3 players there, so then at the market and including the one self we can for revival when I free sell, so we don't know how then go able for compete together. This other one say the school camping for other people they don't help there a lot and not of us saying a bad thing the people they may get. And so me don't know the ministry how they come about that. This one say una investigate, una get evidence say then camping in their school and they get leakage and then public exam, Mr. Kuruma. Please if una not get her, una allow the people in for one then camp we don't do so well for many people them na this country. Alright, to come to you Augustine Momo just take sports with Abdul. Good morning, Abdul.
Yeah, good morning. Plenty, thank you for getting me. Now, the president of the Salon Football Association, Babadi Kamabi, don't welcome the under-17 women team will go take part in the preliminary qualifiers against Ivory Coast, and we give them words of courage for sake of the performance when they put up against Ivory Coast. We said they played in 2 matches, the home and away. Also, Sierra Leone for Daniel Cameron awarded the EA Sports FC Sky Bets League 2 Young Player of the Season after I get a wonderful time with Warsaw FC on loan from Charlton Athletic. Now, one time before them, way they continue to look forward to as he currently they're in fine form and go help the Leon Stars so much. Also, the SLFA don't pay courtesy or condolence visit on the demise of the former president and acting vice president as well, when GSK somebody will play a key role when Joseph Samba Kelfala we think he called GSK we help for promote football during the days of Naim Kadi, and this visit will then go and forget tell us for bearing because he don't passed away. Just Kelfala na somebody we play key role during the time where Naim Kadi not been there, where he be there in England they through medication. So him be stepping as the acting president of the SLFA, and this being said, don't can die, so they may go tell us for bearing to the family in Kenema. Also, the National Basketball League, they continue at the Shera Stevens Stadium. Both sides with the C teams and they do so well in the competition so far. Today get for be Godrich Blazers and Canon Royals. They play today get Flames and Hopwards. Now one team way gets a very big mark inside basketball recently in Australia. Now the former coach will be takes alone to the 1996 AFCON. Eden Atonga with a Roger Pampiri and one name where plenty people sabi. You can see a picture of John Sama and other players there. Inspector Bar, we in then technical director na SLFA when Ibrahim Bar. Then we get a picture with him. So you don't return at home, but somebody that access and then I go take over the Leon Stars job. But then you look around and come one at this very time where the FA they look for put out a notice for the best, the next coach of the Leon Stars. And this all I get.
Thank you so much, Abdul. Always a pleasure for giving thorough update on sports. Yes, Augustine, I want to make you take stock of some of it, but I want to make you do follow up. We don't do a story, specifically I go zooming into Cambia. Usa heads of school them allegations saying the acts speaking for people behind. So one story on that. That team where they on know, not to them for pay for and all them things. I'll make you react to that because we don't carry a story on that.
Okay, Salma. I think the BRS now, which then referred to as the batch legislation system, this now like a form of ID card where they give school picking when they take public exam, especially for the Becker and the WAS, as a form of identity. So we don't get so many complaints that heads of school, they take money in parents there and they ask the school picking there for pay for the BRS. The amount that they ask it varies. Some they say 300, some side they say 500, other side they say 1,000. Don't get so many complaints. And I want to use this opportunity and many parents then no say, you know they pay for BRS. You know the right for pay for BRS. All school entitled for give the school picking there, the BRS free not to pay. But one thing now with problem in this country, people will lay complain. But if you tell them say bring me evidence, they know they do it.
But Mr. Kuma, Cambia na one big example because we reporter and did a story on that, which of us said in fact that affects a lot of school picking not get for the exams. Then I Cambia district.
Affect them like I don't understand.
For paying of this BRS, because paying and only for pay the BRS.
So
as we speak now, we report that it's not able. The head of school level not able to take the public exam.
So I make a dinner for say nobody know for pay for BRS. The BRS now just a form of identification.
This one is known with una district education officer.
Of course.
Because during the interview, say make efforts for talk to the officer say not understand.
So I make me there as the National Programs Coordinator for Free Quality Education. Me sitting here, I represent the minister. Yeah, and I represent the ministry. So it come up for me now. And when it come up for me, it's a policy statement that parents not for pay for BRS. And if any head of school asks you for BRS, it's very simple. Get the money snapper, bring the evidence. We want evidence to that. But if we not get evidence, not just like kind of complain, it will be very difficult. So like when me pass yesterday and net, I go see school with the on camping. I have the evidence. For me, I'll be going to the minister and explain to him. Yeah. So when we get evidence to the incident, then we will take action. But not parents, not get rights for pay for BRS. So more come to some of the questions where people ask. So let's talk about the life practical. Of course, they are going to do it, and the ministry. Even yesterday when we hold the leadership meeting, this is one of the discussion, and I should say the ministry before the exam start. Definitely, we are going to address it. Then I think the other question say.
The school camp,
they say how they complete syllabus.
Yes, especially for like people who go take course.
How they complete syllabus for people. I think this is just an excuse. And I will make request, all the one that we can put in first for public exam, they need to go school camp. This is an investigation we have done. And I will tell you that we have schools, traditional schools. They know they ever do school camping. One of the school and the school me attend, they say I don't grammar school. We don't know what's in a school camp. We believe say we begin deal with the syllabus from SS1 to SS3. We equally believe say we as the parents get the responsibility for teach you picking. Me when me then I were up 6 o'clock at the go. I get time for me picking from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock before he go sleep. So if you don't take 3 years na JSS, you know what I mean say in about 2 weeks they you dey complete syllabus. There's somebody say we talk about leakage. I don't even feel to say I discuss anything that has to do with leakage.
Yeah.
I say when they go on that study camp, there's so many things they happen. Like one of the schoolers I don't go, they say they go on study camp. Whilst some the days that they teach them, I have the evidence here, I have video evidence, I have pictorial evidence. Now that's when the others they come. What did we work out for go down? You understand? If I want to school picking there, we still say, hey, one button up. So we have so many issues that do come up. So we not just look at say it's done because of leakage. Yeah, we equally look at and say for the government school and government assisted school, it's a free quality school education. This is the reason why I always feel to say people can say free quality not there. My sister, for every time governments for these subsidies, government they pay up to 55 million, when not 55 billion. So if somebody come and say there is no free quality education and we they try for put there, every is there in place, I feel to say this is something the public for accept.
Thank you so much, Augustine. Alex, more talk around verification of some of them documents how they put through the portal. How to verify say authentic.
Yes, in the first place, any false, concurrent, or fictitious declarations na an offense, and an offense where they attract very stiff sanctions. So for very reasons for belief say you under declare, you over declare, or you declare things so inaccurate. I make when you access the portal, the very first thing where you see first, when you don't register, now a declaration where you dey click for show say everything wey you dey declare to the best of your knowledge is true, and underneath they also tell you the sanctions then if we get reasons for belief say you declare inaccurately. So that makes us very clear. But if we get reasons for investigate, for look any of the asset declarations then, and we see that person they, we found that person they wanting, then of course then very stiff sanctions they are the follow.
So because we soon have put in the deadline. So if any official fail for me that deadline, any penalty there?
Yes, the statutory deadline as per within the law say now every declaration here from the 1st of January to the 31st of March. But of course, in that regard, we make it clear say because we want get an easier platform, we extend that we make now we launch them. So we still give that 3 months with the law provide. So from the 20th of April, where we make this known, to the 20th of July, in a 3 month period, anybody or any public officer will not declare within this period with the effect the various limb of sanctions there with the under section 122 of the act that's amended in 2019. We include forfeiture of the salary for a month but not exceeding 3 months. We include also suspension. You can be suspended from public office because if you not declare, it means you are not ready to serve the people of this country, because public trust is very critical, and a mark of public trust na accountability.
Okay,
And
thank
the
you so
last
much.
limb of sanction, of course, as I end, na dismissal. You will be dismissed from public office.
Okay, thank you so much for the take number, Polly.
Polly don't turn in Polymot this morning, oh.